This report was put together here at the city and quotes staff members who are under the city manager as saying, oh, the city manager would never write a misleading report. Well, I'm sorry. I would point out a report about the Cullen Miniatures, where the city manager put his name to a report that said the Cullen Miniatures were worth $800,000.
Mr. Hammond. Sorry, Rosemary.
Well, I think you may comment to Mr.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. Thank you very much for hearing me tonight. I'd like to start with an outline of the reporting mechanism used for Ron Foster, the Auditor General, whose report AG 1309 is under investigation. And I quote, "The auditor should be free to establish his work plan independent of council or staff intervention, and have the independence and authority to issue reports and findings regardless of the potential impact." And the response was classic. The Auditor General report was not reviewed by council. The Auditor General was not questioned about the report by council. Instead, we end up with an extraordinary motion that prevents any questions or discussion about the Auditor General report. And a consultant, Mr. George Rusteye, is hired to investigate the allegations in AG 1309. It's as if council is saying to their Auditor General, "How dare you, Auditor General, ask questions, point out methods to improve practices, challenge the status quo, and tell us how we could have saved money on the transaction." But isn't that the job description of the Auditor General? So contrary to the praise heaped on the Clerk's Department by Mr. Rusteye for their record keeping and the open availability of records, the Auditor General is told, "No thanks, I don't need that extra material. I've been able to make up my mind with the information that I've received to date." What happened to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Please wrap up.
How are we to think that this examination of the Auditor General report is complete? We can't. Who decided the information that they had was not relevant to the investigation? I'm referring to the 3 city employees who was fired.
Somehow disappeared out of
Yeah, that's Councillor Neal. That's not appropriate.
Well, I don't know why they're missing, because I don't know what
Councillor Neal, staff is,
where they are, why they were let go.
Councillor Neal, be respectful.
I still don't know why they were let go.
Councillor Neal.
I'm just saying.
Okay, continue with your questions.
So sometimes you can say it all on a T-shirt. I don't know.
And I'm not sure why they weren't questioned.
Yeah, probably. Well, we can do exit interviews, I guess.
Mr. Hammond, that's your second warning, and I'm sorry. You're distracting and clapping, and I've warned you once. Mr. Hammond, there's no discussion.
Tell me how you clap with one hand.
You're clapping your neck with your hand, and I'm watching. Mr. Hammond, it's not a debate. I'm asking you to leave now. Security.
What did I do? What did I do?
Mr. Hammond, thank you.
Then staff asked for it.
I'd like to ask a question that's been asked of me over the break.
Back to order yet.
When did you allow undercover officers with guns to enter the council chambers? Would it not have been sufficient to have officers who were in uniform? Would it not have been sufficient to have officers in uniform?
Do you know what? Security, would you remove Mr. Steele, please?
Mr. Mayor, I asked a question, and I want to know, when did you realize... When did you...
Chambers are in control.
Mr. Mayor, when did you call the police to come ununiformed to this meeting this evening?
I did not call the police.
Can you tell me who did?
I have no idea, but I was...
What do you mean you have no idea? You're on the Police Services Board.
Excuse me, Councillor Mayor Petrie.
Mr. Mayor.
I'm not going to debate this issue.
I'm not debating. I'm asking a question. I deserve an answer, and so does the public that's here tonight.
You're aware of the rules, Councillor Mayor Petrie, that a person on the board cannot use his position.
Who called them?
I have no idea.
Who told the RPS to come ununiformed to this meeting?
I'm just happy they're here.
Sorry? No one knows. I think we should hire George Rusteye to find out. I think we got another $100,000.
Mr. Steele has been asked to be removed from the chamber.
Mr. Mayor, would it not... Would it not be sufficient to have uniformed officers, as any council chambers would
When we
have?
call the meeting back to order, Rick.
We have ununiformed officers that could be on the streets taking care of crack problems. Can you tell us who brought them in? Because in fairness to the officers, they should know that we didn't know either.
Would you get the police officer?
That is way out of line. What you're doing here is wrong. Why are you doing it?
Why aren't you taking control of the meeting and stopping
call
it?
Did you call them?
Holy
Sorry?
shit.
Mayor Henry, why are you asking the police to be here right now? You could be asking, controlling this room.
Hey, are you on council? Are you on council? Are you on council? You're not.
We're contributing
You're
to
staff. You're not on council.
You called people and you didn't tell us about it?
You're not on council.
You said we're contributing to it? We're asking questions? We're not allowed to ask questions as councillors?
Undercovers? Yes, you got so much. Just one uniform. The rest of you.
What I saw there was an officer, your council person, somebody that works for you, assaulting one of the citizens here. John, that is so wrong. That is so wrong.
Your security assaulted him. He offered to get up. I heard him with my own ears. He said, I'm going to get up. Please step back and I'll get up.
I heard
and
that
the guy
too.
assaulted him. He's going to jail as your security. Yes, he did. He asked him to step back so he could get up.